A home can look perfect during a showing and still hide expensive problems. Fresh paint does not reveal faulty wiring, roof damage, plumbing leaks, or foundation movement. A home inspection gives the buyer a trained second look before the deal becomes final. A home inspection is a visual review of the property's condition. The inspector checks major systems and visible components, then writes a report. It is not a guarantee that every hidden defect will be found, but it can reveal risks the buyer may miss. The roof and attic review can make the surface story look simpler than the real situation. The inspection usually covers the roof, attic, electrical system, plumbing, heating and cooling, walls, ceilings, floors, windows, doors, drainage, and visible structural issues. Each area helps the buyer understand maintenance, safety, and future cost. Electrical safety is often the detail that separates a quick reaction from a wiser response. The inspector is not the same as an appraiser. An appraiser estimates value for the lender. An inspector studies condition for the buyer. A house can appraise at the purchase price and still need costly repairs. Plumbing leaks shapes what should be checked next. Timing matters. In many deals, the inspection happens after the offer is accepted but before the inspection deadline expires. That deadline gives the buyer a limited window to ask for repairs, credits, a price change, or cancellation if the contract allows it. Inspection timing turns the idea into something practical rather than only theoretical. A good report separates minor wear from major risk. A loose door handle is not the same as active water intrusion. Buyers should not panic at every note. Older homes always have findings. Minor wear versus major risk deserves attention before the choice becomes harder to reverse. The biggest issues are often water, structure, electrical safety, roof condition, and heating or cooling problems. These can be expensive because they affect safety, insurance, comfort, or the ability to resell later. Water damage can quietly move the cost from the present moment into the future. A buyer should attend the inspection if possible. Walking through the home with the inspector helps the buyer understand what is urgent, what is routine, and what should be monitored. The report becomes easier to read when the buyer has seen the problem in person. Attending the inspection helps explain why the obvious answer may not be the best answer. Sellers sometimes order a pre-listing inspection. That can help them repair issues before listing or disclose problems clearly. It may reduce surprises, but buyers may still want their own inspection for independent review. Pre-listing inspection gives the situation its real-world weight. New construction can also need inspection. A new home is not automatically perfect. Missing insulation, poor drainage, loose fixtures, grading problems, or installation errors can appear before anyone has lived there. New construction issues is worth checking when the first explanation feels too neat. Specialized inspections may be needed. A general inspector may recommend termite inspection, sewer scope, mold testing, roof specialist, structural engineer, or pool inspection. The need depends on the property, location, and findings. Specialized inspections can decide whether the problem stays small or grows into a pattern. The inspection contingency is important because it gives the report legal weight in the deal. Without a useful contingency, a buyer may learn about defects but have fewer options to renegotiate or leave. Inspection contingencies keeps the analysis tied to behavior, money, timing, risk, or trust. Negotiation after inspection should focus on meaningful issues. Asking for every tiny item can weaken trust. Asking for help with a failing roof, unsafe wiring, or major leak is more reasonable than demanding cosmetic perfection. Repair credits belongs in the decision because it changes what action would help. The seller may repair the issue, offer a credit, reduce the price, refuse the request, or negotiate another solution. Each option has trade-offs. A credit may be easier than rushing repairs, but lender rules may affect how credits are handled. Seller negotiation becomes more reliable when it appears more than once. Buyers should avoid treating the report as a repair manual that the seller must complete. The purpose is informed decision-making. Some repairs belong to the seller conversation. Others become the buyer's future maintenance plan. Future maintenance should be checked before accepting the most comfortable explanation. A clean inspection does not mean zero future problems. It means no major visible problems were found during that inspection. Hidden defects, seasonal issues, and future failures can still happen. Hidden defects needs to be connected with the actual consequence. A weak inspection can still lead to a good purchase if the price, repair plan, and risk are realistic. The danger is ignoring serious defects because the buyer has emotionally moved in before closing. Investor yield risk keeps the topic grounded in daily life. For investors, inspection affects yield. A rental that looks profitable on paper may become weak if roof, HVAC, plumbing, or safety repairs arrive immediately after purchase. Emotional attachment can be found in behavior, documents, timing, or repeated choices. Home inspections matter because they turn a beautiful listing into a more complete decision. The buyer sees not only rooms and finishes, but also systems, age, risk, and likely expenses. Systems behind the rooms makes the issue easier to name in plain words. The practical ending is to treat the inspection as protection, not drama. A good inspection does not kill a deal. It tells the buyer what kind of deal they are really making. A home inspection is not a guarantee that nothing will ever go wrong. It is a snapshot of visible conditions at the time of inspection. Some issues are hidden behind walls, under floors, or inside systems that cannot be fully opened during a normal visit. A buyer should also understand the difference between an inspector and a specialist. A general inspector may flag signs of roof damage, foundation movement, or electrical concern. That does not always mean they can price or fully diagnose the issue. Serious findings may need a roofer, structural engineer, electrician, plumber, or pest expert before the buyer makes a final decision. The best inspection reports are specific. Roof is old, is less useful than noting missing shingles, stains, soft areas, and urgency. Specific findings help the buyer decide whether to request repairs, ask for credit, renegotiate, or walk away. The inspection period is valuable because it gives the buyer time to slow down. Before that moment, the house may be judged by layout, light, location, and emotion. After inspection, the decision can include repair risk, safety, lifespan of systems, and the true cost of ownership. Sellers can also use inspections wisely. A pre-listing inspection may reveal problems before buyers use them as leverage. Fixing a small leak early can prevent a later buyer from treating the entire property as risky. A buyer should also avoid treating every inspection issue equally. A loose handle, a missing outlet cover, and an old water heater are not the same kind of problem. The report becomes useful when the buyer separates small maintenance items from expensive safety or system concerns. A home inspection turns a beautiful-looking house into a more informed decision. It does not remove risk completely. It helps show which risks are minor, which are expensive, and which deserve expert follow-up before closing.